You're walking to your car at night. The parking lot is empty. Nothing is wrong. But your pace quickens anyway. Your eyes flick to the shadows between the cars. Your hand tightens around your keys like a weapon. Nothing happened. Nothing is chasing you. But the real answer for why your body just did that is far stranger than simple nervousness. Your brain is not reacting to tonight. It is reacting to a world that stopped existing 12,000 years ago. Somewhere inside your skull, a small almond-shaped structure just fired a threat signal faster than your conscious mind could even process the parking lot as safe. It didn't wait for facts. It didn't wait for logic. It just acted. This structure is called the amygdala, and it has one job: decide, in a fraction of a second, whether you are about to die. The neuroscientist Joseph LeDoux spent decades mapping exactly how this happens. His research revealed something unsettling. There are two pathways fear can travel through your brain. One goes through the thinking part, the cortex, where you weigh evidence and reach conclusions slowly. The other bypasses thinking entirely. Sound, shadow, or shape go straight to the amygdala, and your body reacts before your mind even understands what it saw. LeDoux called this the low road. It is fast, it is blunt, and it evolved for a world where hesitation meant death. Picture that world for a moment. Not a parking lot. A grassland at dusk. Tall grass swaying where nothing should be swaying. Your ancestor standing at the edge of that grass had two options: investigate calmly, gather more information, be rational, or assume the worst and run. Only one of those choices kept genes in the pool. Is the swaying grass turned out to hide a leopard? Calm, rational ancestors who waited for confirmation got removed from the gene pool. Jumpy, paranoid ancestors who ran from every rustling leaf survived to have children. You are descended from the second group. Every single one of your ancestors, going back hundreds of thousands of years, survived by overreacting. Not one of them survived by staying calm about a lion. This is where the story gets counterintuitive. You might assume evolution built you an accurate threat detector. It didn't. It built you a paranoid one. And it did that on purpose. The evolutionary psychiatrist Randolph Ness explained why with an idea now known as the smoke detector principle. A smoke detector that only goes off during an actual fire seems efficient, but it's a terrible design. If it's tuned that precisely, it will eventually miss a real fire, and that mistake is fatal. So instead, smoke detectors are built to go off constantly. Burnt toast, steam from a shower, a candle. Thousands of false alarms, because the cost of one false alarm is mild annoyance, while the cost of one missed real fire is death. Your fear response works on identical math. Natural selection didn't care how many times you flinched at nothing. It only cared that you never once failed to flinch at something real. So it built you to see danger everywhere, all the time, just in case. That means your paranoia in the parking lot isn't a malfunction. It's the system working exactly as designed. The switch was never broken. It was built oversensitive, deliberately, because oversensitive kept your bloodline alive when accurate would have ended it. Here's where it gets stranger. This same ancient alarm system, built for lions and rival tribes and poisonous snakes, has nothing new to fire on in the modern world. So it fires on everything else. Instead, an email from your boss with the subject line, "Can we talk?" triggers the identical physiological cascade as a predator sighting. Heart rate spikes, palms sweat, attention narrows. Your amygdala cannot tell the difference between a saber-toothed cat and social disapproval, because for most of human history, social disapproval was just as lethal. Getting expelled from your tribe on the savannah wasn't an inconvenience. Isolation meant no protection, no food sharing, no defense against predators. It meant death, slower, but just as certain. So your brain treats rejection, criticism, and conflict as existential threats, because for the overwhelming majority of your evolutionary history, they were. This is why one nasty comment on something you posted online can outweigh 100 kind ones. The psychologist Baumeister, along with his colleagues, reviewed decades of data across relationships, feedback, and memory, and arrived at a conclusion he summarized in 4 words: bad is stronger than good. Negative events, negative feedback, negative interactions, all of them imprint on your brain harder, faster, and longer than positive ones ever do. It isn't a flaw in your personality, it's your ancient alarm system, still running the same math it ran on the savannah. One bad encounter could kill you. 100 good ones just kept things pleasant, so your memory prioritizes the encounter that could have ended you. Have you ever wondered why you can recall a single humiliating moment from middle school in perfect detail, but you can't remember what you had for lunch 3 days ago? That's the answer. Threat gets encoded. Comfort gets deleted. Your body still runs a threat detection system calibrated for physical danger on an open plane, but you now spend your days in enclosed offices, glowing rectangles, and comment sections. There is no lion in your inbox. There is no leopard behind the scene notification that never got a reply. But your nervous system doesn't know that. It only knows a pattern that resembles social exclusion, and social exclusion used to mean death. So it responds exactly the way it would have responded on the savannah. It floods you with cortisol. It tightens your chest. It keeps you awake at 2 in the morning, replaying a comment a coworker made in passing. Because somewhere in your oldest neural circuitry, a coworker's disapproval is still filed under the same folder as predators in the grass. This explains something else too. Why you feel a low hum of anxiety even when nothing is objectively wrong. Modern life removed almost all the physical dangers your body was built for. No predators stalk your street. No rival tribe is approaching your home. But the alarm system that evolved to detect those threats didn't get the memo that the threats disappeared. It still scans, constantly. It just has nothing real left to find, so it reassigns its threat detection to smaller and smaller targets. A delayed text reply, an ambiguous tone in an email, a slight in a meeting that probably wasn't even intentional. The system that once scanned grasslands for lions is now scanning your notifications for rejection, and it treats both with the same seriousness, because to your amygdala, there is no difference. A threat is a threat. What's strange is that the very intensity of your anxiety is proof of how well this system worked for your ancestors. You are not broken. You are the end result of an unbroken chain of humans who felt exactly this jumpy, exactly this paranoid, exactly this quick to assume danger. And every one of them lived long enough to pass that trait to you. Calm, relaxed people who trusted the world existed too. Somewhere back in that chain, their line simply ended sooner. So the next time it tightens over something that logically shouldn't matter. That tightness is not a personal failure. It's an inheritance. It's hundreds of thousands of years of ancestors who survived specifically because they took the swaying grass seriously. The challenge now is not to eliminate that system. You can't. It's older than language, older than agriculture, older than fire. The challenge is recognizing when it's firing on a leopard and when it's firing on an email. Your amygdala can't tell the difference on its own, but you can. The moment you notice your heart racing over something that carries zero physical risk, you are witnessing your ancient alarm system misfiring on modern static. And that recognition alone is often enough to let the feeling pass through you instead of controlling you. You weren't built for parking lots and inboxes. You were built for grasslands and tribes. But the wiring came with you anyway, fully intact, fully sensitive, fully convinced that the world is still as dangerous as it once was. So the next time you walk to your car at night, and your pace quickens for no reason at all, understand what's actually happening. You're not overreacting. You're not anxious for no cause. You are, in that exact moment, still walking across the same open grassland your ancestors never stopped watching, still listening for the same silence that once meant something was near, still running the oldest software your species has ever built, out here in a parking lot, hunting for danger that left 12,000 years ago and simply forgot to tell your brain it was gone.